Hello YouTube, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to use the Bubblesort algorithm to sort an array in Java. The Bubblesort algorithm works by stepping through a list or an array and swapping adjacent values if they're out of order. For example, in this array it'll start from the last two values, and since 20 and 6 are out of order, it'll switch them. 6 goes to this spot and 20 goes to here, so the order will be 4, 6, 20. That will be in order, so then it'll switch again. It'll be 3, 4, so these two will switch, and it will repeat this until the entire list is in order. Okay, let's take a look at the pseudocode for what we're going to be programming. If you're not familiar with what this means or not familiar with the algorithm, you can check out zoax.net's channel, and they have a really good explanation for this. So basically what this is saying is for the length of the array or list, for each consecutive pair of values, it's going to check to see if they're out of order, and if they are out of order, it'll swap the values. So let's go ahead and declare an array of numbers. And let's do... And then just to make sure everything's working properly and to see what we're doing, I'm just going to print this array. Let's make sure everything's working. And let me see here. 7, 3, 4, 20, and sorry, let's take that off. There we go. Okay, so now that that's working properly, we can begin programming the algorithm. Actually, I want to make that look a little bit better. So it prints out in the same line. Let's run that. Yeah, okay. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so now that it's printing right, let's go ahead and program the algorithm. Wow, okay. 4. And we are going to do for int x is equal to the length of the array minus 1, so that you don't get an array index out of bound exception. X is greater than 0, which is the first value. X minus minus. So this loops through the array from the last value to the starting value. This nested loop is basically going to do the same thing. And y is, oops, sorry, y is less than. Okay. And now we can check to see if the value you're at is larger or smaller than the next value. So it's going to be nums, the current value. If it's greater than nums, the current value plus 1, which is the next value in the array, then you're going to want to swap the values. Since there's no real way to actually swap the values of the actual values in the array, I'm going to assign temporary values to hold. And then int temp b is equal to nums y plus 1. That way you don't accidentally delete one of the variables when you swap them. So what we're going to do is set this value equal to the other one, and we're going to set the next one oops, equal to the first one. And that will sort the entire array and swap the values if they're out of order. Just make sure we get no compiling errors. And no, we don't. So let's write another loop to print it out. Sorry. Okay, int x equals 0. X is less than nums dot length. And then x plus plus. And then we're just going to print out the new array. Oops, sorry, not print line, because we want it all to appear in a line. Nums, x, and then a space. Oops, sorry. Let's do out print line. And then let's run that again. So as you can see, this is the array that we passed into the method, or into the algorithm. And after applying Bubblesort, it comes out in ascending order. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.